Your enemy may never need to touch you. He only needs to discover what makes you angry, insecure, jealous, or afraid. Once he finds it, he can control you with one sentence. I learned that strength is not how hard a man can strike. It is how difficult he is to disturb. People called my success luck because they never saw the lonely training, rejection, failure, and repetition behind it. Now look honestly at yourself. Are you truly strong, or have you simply never been tested where you are weakest? These 7 signs will expose the answer. And the final sign has buried more potential than failure ever could. Lesson 1. He has no identity when nobody is watching. Listen carefully. A man can look confident in public and still be completely empty inside. He can wear good clothes. He can speak loudly. He can show people his muscles, money, knowledge, or success. But when the room becomes quiet, he does not know who he is. That is the first brutal sign of weakness. He has built a face for the world, but he has not built a self. When I was young, many people tried to tell me who I should be. Some people looked at my body and said I was too small. Some looked at my background and said I did not belong. Some laughed at my ideas. They wanted me to stay inside a box they understood. But I learned something early. When you allow the world to name you, the world can also control you. A weak man changes in every room. When he stands near a rich man, he becomes overly polite. When he stands near a poor man, he becomes proud. When he stands near an attractive woman, he forgets his values. When he stands near powerful people, his real opinion disappears. He does not live from the inside. He lives by reading the faces around him. He asks himself, do they like me? Do they respect me? Am I impressive enough? Should I speak differently? Should I hide this part of myself? Slowly, he becomes a collection of performances. One face for his family, one face for his friends, one face for the internet, one face for strangers, but no real face for himself. This is why some people feel tired even when they have done nothing. They are tired because acting all day takes energy. They are always protecting an image. They are always afraid someone will discover the truth, and the truth is simple. They do not know themselves. Ask yourself one question. Who are you when nobody is clapping? Not when people praise you. Not when someone is watching your work. Not when you are trying to impress someone. Who are you when no reward is coming? That quiet version of you is the real version. A man with identity does not need an audience to keep his word. He trains when nobody is watching. He studies when nobody is praising him. He controls his desires when nobody would discover his mistake. His standards do not disappear when the door closes. This does not mean he never changes. A strong man changes when he learns, but he does not change just to be accepted. There is a difference. Growth means improving your character. Performance means abandoning your character. When I developed my own way of fighting, some people mocked me. They wanted me to copy what had always been done. They believed a student should never question a system. But I was not searching for approval. I was searching for truth. I took what was useful. I rejected what was useless. I added what was honestly my own. That was not only a method of fighting, it was a method of living. You must examine every belief you carry. Did you choose it, or did someone give it to you? Do you truly want your current life, or are you trying to prove something to people who are not even thinking about you? Do you truly value your goals, or did you choose them because they look impressive? A weak man is easy to control because he has no center. Praise can move him. Criticism can move him. Attention can move him. Rejection can move him. He is like a leaf in the wind. Every opinion sends him in a new direction. But a strong man has roots. The wind may shake him. It may bend him. It may test him. But it cannot decide where he belongs. Your identity is not something you discover once. You build it through decisions. Every time you tell the truth when lying would be easier, you build identity. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build identity. Every time you walk away from something that does not match your values, you build identity. Every time you stand alone instead of joining what you know is wrong, you build identity. Do not ask the world who you are. The world will give you a different answer every day. Ask what you are willing to suffer for. Ask what you will protect when pressure arrives. Ask what you continue doing when nobody cares. Your answers will show you the man beneath the performance. I was not born with complete confidence. I built myself through action. People often see the finished movement. They do not see the thousands of weak movements that came before it. They see the speed. They do not see the slow practice. They see the result. They do not see the lonely hours. Later, some called it talent. Some called it luck. But luck did not wake up and train for me. Luck did not repeat one movement until the body understood it. Luck did not carry me through rejection. I had to decide who I was before the world agreed. You must do the same. Stop becoming a different man for every person you meet. Become one man, a real man, a man whose private actions and public words belong to the same person. When that happens, you will no longer beg people to believe in you. You will have evidence inside yourself. And once a man knows who he is, the world becomes much less frightening. Lesson 2. Anyone who provokes him can control him. There is a weakness that often looks like strength. It is uncontrolled anger. A man shouts, he threatens, he breaks things, he becomes violent over small words. People around him may become afraid, so he believes he is powerful. But I tell you this, if one sentence can control your entire body, you are not powerful. You are easy to control. Anyone who discovers your emotional button can press it. An enemy does not always need to defeat your body. Sometimes he only needs to disturb your mind. He insults you. You lose focus. He ignores you. You become desperate. He laughs at you. You try to prove yourself. He rejects you. You destroy your own peace. Look at what happened. He said a few words. You did the rest of the damage yourself. This is why emotional control is not softness. It is combat. It is one of the highest forms of strength. When people laughed at me, I felt pain. Do not imagine that strong people feel nothing. Strength does not mean becoming a stone. It means feeling the fire without allowing the fire to burn down your house. I heard people say that my ideas were strange. Some believed I was too different. Some did not want me teaching certain students. Some questioned my ability before they had seen my work. I could have spent my life fighting every voice, but then their voices would have become my purpose. I would have stopped building my own path. I would have lived only to answer them. A weak man thinks every insult requires a response. A strong man asks a better question. Is this worth my energy? Most things are not. A barking dog does not deserve your entire journey. A foolish opinion does not deserve your whole day. A stranger's comment does not deserve your sleep. You must learn the difference between danger and irritation. Danger may require action. Irritation often requires discipline. Many men destroy their future because they cannot survive 5 minutes of disrespect. They lose jobs. They lose relationships. They lose opportunities. They lose freedom. They make one emotional decision, then spend years paying for it. And later they say, I was angry, as though anger removed their responsibility. Your emotions are real, but they are not always wise. Fear can warn you, but fear can also lie. Anger can show that a boundary was crossed, but anger can also make you cross 10 more boundaries. Jealousy can reveal insecurity, but it should not become an excuse to hurt someone. A strong man listens to emotion. He does not automatically obey it. In fighting, a wild man is often easier to defeat than a calm man. Why? Because the wild man shows everything. He wastes movement. He attacks without seeing. He wants to finish quickly. His anger makes him predictable. The calm man is different. He watches. He waits. He does not spend energy without purpose. His mind remains open. He can change when the moment changes. Life works the same way. When you react too quickly, you reveal your weakness. You show people exactly how to control you. They learn what makes you jealous. They learn what makes you angry. They learn what makes you chase. Then they use your feelings like strings, and you move like a puppet. The answer is not to hide every emotion. The answer is to create a small space between feeling and action. Someone insults you. Pause. Someone rejects you. Pause. Someone challenges your pride. Pause. In that pause, ask, what outcome do I want? Not, how do I prove I am strong? Not, How do I hurt them back? Ask, what action protects my future? That question can save your life. Sometimes strength means speaking. Sometimes strength means leaving. Sometimes strength means setting a clear boundary. Sometimes strength means doing nothing. Silence is not always fear. It can be control. Walking away is not always weakness. It can be wisdom. But be honest. Do not call yourself calm when you are simply afraid. Do not call yourself peaceful when you are swallowing pain that needs to be addressed. The goal is not silence. The goal is choice. You should be able to speak without losing yourself. You should be able to walk away without feeling defeated. You should be able to face conflict without becoming conflict. People may try to provoke you when they feel small. They may laugh because your discipline reminds them of their lack of discipline. They may insult your dream because your courage exposes their fear. Do not give them control over your direction. Let them laugh. Let them misunderstand. Let them call your progress luck. You know the hours they did not see. You know how many times you failed. You know how many times you wanted to stop. You know how often you continued with no praise. Their words cannot erase your work. Never fight a small battle in a way that destroys your larger mission. Your mission must be bigger than your mood. Your future must be more valuable than your pride. Your peace must be protected by discipline, not by weakness. The day nobody can easily provoke you is the day you become difficult to control. You will still feel anger, but anger will no longer hold the steering wheel. You will still feel pain, but pain will no longer choose your direction. That is real power, not the power to explode. The power to remain yourself while the world tries to pull you apart. Lesson 3. He secretly worships convenience. Most weak men do not say, "I want to be weak." They say something that sounds harmless. "I want an easier way." Be careful. There is nothing wrong with working intelligently. There is nothing noble about making life difficult without reason. But many people are not looking for a better method. They are looking for a method that asks nothing from them. They want a strong body without hard training. They want money without patience. They want respect without responsibility. They want confidence without facing fear. They want skill without looking foolish. They want victory without becoming the person victory requires. This is not ambition. This is the worship of convenience. Convenience becomes dangerous when comfort becomes your highest law. The moment something feels difficult, you stop. The moment progress becomes slow, you change direction. The moment nobody praises you, you lose interest. The moment you look like a beginner, your ego tells you to leave. A weak man is not always lazy. Sometimes he is very busy, but he is busy searching for shortcuts. He watches more advice than he applies. He buys more tools than he uses. He creates more plans than he completes. Planning feels safe. Action can expose him. He may discover that he is not as talented as he imagined. He may discover that improvement takes years. He may discover that other people are far ahead. So he remains in preparation. Preparation protects the dream from reality, but it also prevents the dream from becoming real. People saw my speed and called it natural. They saw a sharp movement and believed it appeared from nowhere. They saw the body after it had been trained. They did not see the repetition. They did not see the boring days. They did not see the movements that failed. They did not see the times my body was tired, but my mind returned to the work. This happens in every field. People see the musician on stage. They do not see the same small part, practiced 100 times. They see the successful business. They do not see the years of uncertainty. They see the confident speaker. They do not see the early moments of fear. They see the final result and call it luck because luck protects them from an uncomfortable truth. The truth is that your result may have required a price they were unwilling to pay. You must understand something. The difficult part of training is not always pain. Sometimes the difficult part is boredom. Can you repeat a simple action after the excitement disappears? Can you keep working when nothing dramatic happens? Can you remain loyal to a process that gives no immediate reward? Most people do not fail because the mountain is impossible. They fail because the mountain is repetitive. The first day feels exciting. The 5th day feels serious. The 20th day feels ordinary. The 100th day feels lonely. This is where weak men disappear. They were in love with the picture of success. They were not in love with the practice. A strong man learns to respect repetition. He understands that the ordinary days create the extraordinary result. One clean movement repeated daily can become powerful. One page read daily can change the mind. One honest hour of work daily can build a career. One difficult choice repeated daily can rebuild a life. You do not need to feel powerful every morning. You need to act with purpose even when you feel ordinary. That is the secret people often miss. They wait for motivation, but motivation is a visitor. Discipline lives in the house. Motivation comes when the weather is good. Discipline works in the rain. When you worship convenience, every uncomfortable feeling becomes an emergency. You feel tired, so you stop. You feel uncertain, so you delay. You feel embarrassed, so you hide. You feel bored, so you search for a new goal. But discomfort is not always a warning. Sometimes discomfort is proof that you are leaving your old limits. A muscle burns because it is being challenged. The mind becomes uncomfortable when an old belief is questioned. The ego becomes afraid when you enter a room where you are not the best. Do not immediately run. Stay long enough to learn. Stay long enough to discover what the discomfort is trying to teach you. This does not mean destroying your health. Rest is necessary. Recovery is necessary. Wisdom is necessary. But rest should prepare you to return. It should not become a beautiful name for surrender. Ask yourself, am I resting or am I escaping? Am I changing the method because it is wrong or because it is difficult? Am I protecting my health or protecting my ego? The honest answer may hurt. Let it hurt. Truth can hurt for one moment and save you for many years. A weak man believes comfort is kindness, but too much comfort can become a prison. The walls are soft. The bed is warm. Nothing feels dangerous, but no growth enters. Your ability becomes smaller. Your courage becomes weaker. Your world becomes narrow. Then one day normal life feels too heavy. Do not wait for that day. Choose some difficulty now. Train your body. Train your attention. Keep a small promise. Have the conversation you are avoiding. Finish the task after the excitement is gone. Do not search for pain. Search for resistance that makes you stronger. People may call your future success luck. Let them. They did not see today. They did not see you reject the easy excuse. They did not see you continue after your mood disappeared. They did not see you choose the hard truth over the comfortable lie. But you saw it, and every difficult choice placed another stone beneath your feet. One day they will see you standing high. They may believe you jumped there. You will know that you climbed. Lesson 4. He negotiates with the standards he claims to live by. A man's character is not tested when doing the right thing is easy. It is tested when the wrong thing becomes useful. Many people speak beautifully about values. They say loyalty matters. They say honesty matters. They say discipline matters. They say family matters. They say respect matters. But wait until truth costs them money. Wait until loyalty costs them pleasure. Wait until discipline costs them comfort. Wait until respect requires them to control their pride. Then watch what happens. A weak man does not completely reject his standards. He does something more dangerous. He negotiates with them. He says, only this time. Nobody will know. I deserve this. They did it first. I had no choice. This situation is different. These sentences sound small, but they are tools used by the mind to make betrayal feel reasonable. Every man has moments of weakness. The problem is not that you are imperfect. The problem begins when you turn every weakness into an excuse. You can recover from a mistake. It is much harder to recover from a life built on self-deception. When you break your word to another person, trust is damaged. But when you repeatedly break your word to yourself, something deeper is damaged. You stop believing your own voice. You say you will wake up early. You do not. You say you will stop a destructive habit. You return to it. You say you will finish the work. You delay again. After enough broken promises, your mind learns something. It learns that your commands mean nothing. This is why many men feel powerless. It is not because they lack ability. It is because they have trained themselves not to trust themselves. They speak. Nothing follows. A man cannot build confidence through words alone. Confidence is memory. It is the memory of promises kept. It is the memory of fear faced. It is the memory of getting up after failure. When you keep a difficult promise, your mind remembers. It says, this man may be tired, but he acts. This man may be afraid, but he moves. This man may fail, but he returns. That memory becomes inner strength. People sometimes think martial skill begins in the fist. It begins much earlier. It begins when you decide to train and then appear. It begins when you repeat the movement correctly instead of carelessly. It begins when nobody is watching and you refuse to cheat. Your body only reveals the discipline your mind accepted. I faced many moments when it would have been easier to copy others. Copying could have brought faster approval. It could have kept certain people comfortable. But I did not want to protect the system more than I wanted to understand truth. I had to be honest about what worked. I had to be honest about what did not work. Honesty can make people angry, especially when their identity depends on an old method. A weak man often betrays himself to avoid making other people uncomfortable. He hides his real thought. He lowers his standard. He joins what he does not respect. He laughs at what he does not find funny. He agrees when his mind says no. Then he returns home and feels empty. He believes he kept the peace, but he started a war inside himself. Your standard should not make you cruel. Do not confuse strong values with pride. A rigid man refuses to learn. A principled man is willing to learn but unwilling to sell his soul. He can admit he was wrong. He can change his opinion. He can apologize. Changing because truth showed you a better way is strength. Changing because pressure frightened you is something else. You must decide which lines you will not cross before temptation arrives. Do not wait until emotion is strong. Decide while your mind is clear. What will you never do for money? What will you never do for attention? What will you never do to keep a relationship? What will you never do just to belong? What kind of man do you refuse to become? These questions build inner boundaries. Without boundaries, every temptation becomes a debate. And when you are tired, lonely, angry, or desperate, you may lose that debate. Make the decision early, then protect it. There will be a price. Some people may leave. Some opportunities may disappear. Some doors may close. But every door should not be entered. Some doors lead away from yourself. People may laugh at your standards. They may call you foolish. They may say you are missing opportunities. Remember this. Not every opportunity is progress. Sometimes the greatest victory is refusing what would make you hate yourself. When people later see your peace, they may call it luck. They will not see the offers you rejected. They will not see the lonely moments when you chose your principles. They will not see how often you wanted to compromise. They will only see a man who stands firmly. But you will know what built that strength. Character is built every time you could betray yourself and choose not to. You do not need to become perfect tomorrow. Start by making one promise smaller and more serious. Do not promise 10 things. Promise one, then complete it. Teach your mind to believe you again. Your word must become heavy. When you say yes, let it mean yes. When you say no, let it mean no. When you fall, admit it quickly. Do not hide behind a story. Stand up. Correct your direction. Continue. A strong man is not a man who never fails his standards. He is a man who does not build a home inside failure. He returns to truth, again and again, until his actions and values become one. Lesson 5. He punishes others for the life he was too afraid to build. Not every weak man looks frightened. Some look angry. Some look proud. Some become experts at finding faults in everyone. They laugh at dreamers. They insult successful people. They call discipline obsession. They call confidence arrogance. They call courage stupidity. But beneath their criticism, there is often hidden pain. They are not always angry at the person in front of them. They are angry at the life they did not build. A disciplined man becomes a mirror. He reminds them of every day they delayed. A courageous man becomes a mirror. He reminds them of every chance they avoided. A successful man becomes a mirror. He reminds them that action was possible. Instead of facing this pain, they attack the mirror. It feels easier. They say, he was lucky. She had help. They knew the right people. They started with more. Sometimes those things are true. Life is not equally fair. Some people receive support. Others begin with heavy burdens. But weak men use unfairness to explain everything. Because if every result is luck, they never need to examine their own choices. When people called my progress luck, they were looking at one moment. They did not see the years inside that moment. They did not see a young man trying to prove that his size did not decide his power. They did not see the hours of training. They did not see the questions. They did not see the frustration of searching for a better method. They saw the flower. They did not see the roots fighting through dark soil. This is common. People celebrate you after the struggle becomes beautiful. During the struggle, they may laugh. They may tell you to become realistic. They may ask why you are working so hard. They may treat your commitment like a disease. Then, when the result arrives, they rewrite the story. Suddenly you are always talented. Suddenly you were born different. Suddenly success was waiting for you. Do not become bitter. Bitterness is another prison. You do not need to force everyone to understand your struggle. Some people cannot understand a price they have never tried to pay. Your task is not to win every argument. Your task is to become undeniable through consistent work. But there is another side to this lesson. You must also examine your own criticism. When you see someone succeeding, what happens inside you? Do you become curious, or do you become cruel? Do you ask what you can learn, or do you immediately search for a reason their success is false? Jealousy often speaks in the language of intelligence. It says, I am only being realistic. I can see through them. They are not special, perhaps. But ask yourself why their success disturbs you. Maybe it touched a dream you abandoned. Maybe it revealed that you have been hiding. Maybe it showed you that time is moving. This realization can become poison, or it can become fuel. The weak man chooses poison. He attacks. He gossips. He hopes the successful person fails. He feels relief when someone falls because failure makes his own inaction feel safer. The strong man chooses fuel. He says, the pain I feel is showing me what I still desire. He does not worship another person. He studies the lesson. He asks, what discipline created this? What sacrifice am I avoiding? What skill must I build? What is one action I can take today? That is how envy becomes direction. You do not need to become the person you admire. You need to discover what their progress awakens inside you. Perhaps you do not want their exact life. Perhaps you want their courage, their focus, their freedom, their ability to finish. Take the quality. Do not copy the entire person. I did not believe life required blind imitation. A copy can never become fully alive. Study many sources. Learn deeply. Then express the truth through your own body and your own experience. When you punish others for succeeding, you waste the energy you need for your own growth. Every hour spent gossiping is an hour not spent building. Every insult thrown at another person is attention removed from your own weakness. Every time you celebrate someone's failure, you train your mind to fear success. Because deep inside, you begin to believe that anyone who rises will be attacked. Then you keep yourself small to remain safe. Break this cycle. Learn to respect sincere effort. Learn to say, that person worked hard, even when you feel behind. Learn to celebrate another person without using their success to insult yourself. Their result is not proof that your life is over. It may be proof that change is possible. Your path may be slower. Your beginning may be harder. Your resources may be fewer. But you still possess the next decision. Do not underestimate the next decision. A life is not rebuilt all at once. It is rebuilt when one honest choice follows another. People may laugh at your first attempt. Let them. Your first attempt is not supposed to look like your final form. People may call you foolish. Let them. Many powerful journeys look foolish before the result becomes visible. Do not punish others for becoming what you were afraid to become. Let their courage challenge you. Let their discipline wake you. Let their achievement remind you that your own hands are still empty because they are still available. Available to build, available to train, available to begin. The life you did not build yesterday does not have to become the life you never build. Lesson 6. He calls avoidance peace. There is a sentence weak men often use. I am protecting my peace. Sometimes this is wisdom. You should not answer every insult. You should not remain in every argument. You should not allow chaos to enter your life without limits. But sometimes protecting my peace is only a beautiful name for fear. A man is disrespected. He says nothing, not because he is calm, because he is afraid of rejection. A man is hurt. He disappears, not because he is wise, because he does not know how to speak honestly. A man sees a serious problem. He ignores it, not because he trusts the future, because facing it would make him uncomfortable. He avoids the conversation. He avoids the decision. He avoids the boundary. Then he tells himself he has chosen peace, but avoided problems do not disappear. They change shape. The words you do not speak become resentment. The boundary you do not set becomes permission. The decision you delay becomes a larger problem. The truth you avoid begins controlling your life from the shadows. That is not peace. That is delayed pain. A strong man does not enjoy conflict. Only a foolish man searches for unnecessary fights. But a strong man can enter discomfort when truth requires it. He can look someone in the eyes and speak clearly. He can say, "This is not acceptable. This is what I need. This is where I was wrong. This relationship is hurting us. This work is not good enough. I cannot continue like this." These sentences may shake the voice. Courage does not always sound confident. Sometimes courage has trembling hands. Sometimes courage speaks slowly. Sometimes courage is afraid but refuses to disappear. In fighting, distance matters. Too close, and you may become trapped. Too far, and you cannot act. Life also requires the right distance. Some people must be brought closer through honest communication. Some people must be kept farther away through boundaries. Weakness confuses these two. It keeps harmful people close because loneliness feels frightening. And it pushes good people away because honesty feels frightening. Then the man says life is unfair, but he has never learned to manage distance. You teach people how to treat you through what you repeatedly accept. This does not mean every bad action is your fault. Another person is responsible for what they do, but you are responsible for what you continue allowing after the pattern becomes clear. A boundary is not a threat. It is information followed by action. You do not need a long speech. You do not need to insult anyone. You do not need to become cruel. Say what is true. Say what must change. Then be prepared to act if it does not change. Without action, a boundary becomes a request that people learn to ignore. Many men stay silent for months. Then one day they explode. They believe the explosion proves they are strong. No. The explosion often proves they delayed honesty for too long. Small truths spoken early can prevent large anger later. Learn to speak before resentment becomes poison. You may lose people. This is what frightens many men. They think, what if they leave? But ask another question. What if I keep losing myself so they remain? Not every person who leaves is a loss. Some departures create space for your dignity to return. Some endings protect the future. Some closed doors stop you from spending another year in the wrong room. When I chose my own ideas, I knew not everyone would approve. A new path often creates resistance. People feel safe around what they understand. When you change, they may feel threatened. They may say you have become difficult. Sometimes difficult means you no longer accept what once controlled you. Still, examine yourself. Do not use boundaries to escape responsibility. Do not call every disagreement disrespect. Do not leave every relationship the moment you feel uncomfortable. Sometimes the person challenging you is helping you grow. Sometimes you are the one who must apologize. Strength includes the ability to hear truth without defending your ego. The question is not, did this make me uncomfortable? The question is this healthy, honest, and necessary? Real peace is not the absence of every difficult moment. Real peace is knowing you did not abandon yourself. It is knowing you spoke truth without hatred. It is knowing you listened without becoming a servant to another person's opinion. It is knowing you can leave when staying requires self-betrayal. It is also knowing you can stay and work through pain when love and growth are still possible. Avoidance keeps you small because every avoided situation becomes more frightening. The conversation you avoid today becomes harder tomorrow. The task you delay becomes heavier. The fear you never face becomes your master. Face small fears before they become large walls. Make the phone call, open the message, check the account, admit the mistake, ask the question, speak the boundary, begin the difficult work. You may discover that the monster in your mind was larger than the problem in reality. And even when the problem is real, action gives you information. Avoidance gives you only imagination. People may think your calm life came through luck. They may not see the uncomfortable conversations behind that calm. They may not see the relationships you had to release. They may not see the apologies you had to make. They may not see the fear you faced. Peace is not always found by escaping the storm. Sometimes peace is created by walking directly into the storm and fixing what you can. Do not chase conflict, but do not run from truth. Your voice does not need to be loud. It needs to be honest. Lesson 7. He keeps promising a future version of himself will save him. This is the most dangerous sign, because it feels like hope. A man knows he must change. He feels the pain of his current life. He sees his weak habits. He understands that time is moving. But instead of taking action today, he creates another version of himself, a future version. That future man is disciplined. He wakes up early. He trains. He saves money. He controls his desires. He finishes his work. He speaks with courage. He becomes everything the present man refuses to become. The weak man loves thinking about this future self. It gives him comfort without requiring action. He says, tomorrow I will begin. Next month I will become serious. After this problem ends, I will focus. When I feel motivated, I will change. When life becomes easier, I will build myself. But tomorrow arrives as today, and he makes the same promise again. The future man becomes a servant who is expected to repair every mistake. Today's man wastes time. The future man will recover it. Today's man spends carelessly. The future man will earn more. Today's man avoids his health. The future man will become strong. Today's man destroys trust. The future man will apologize. But there is a truth he does not want to face. The future man is being created by today's actions. You do not meet your future self by waiting. You build him. Every action is a vote. When you delay, you vote for the man who delays. When you lie, you vote for the man who lies. When you train, you vote for the man who trains. When you keep your word, you vote for the man who can be trusted. One action does not completely define you, but repeated actions become identity. Many people believe transformation should feel dramatic. They wait for a powerful morning. They wait for a sudden fire. They wait for a moment when fear disappears. But real change often begins quietly. Nobody claps. Music does not play. You simply stand up and do the next necessary thing. That action may look too small, but small actions are dangerous to weakness. Weakness survives through delay. Action removes its food. Before you build a great life, you must stop making great promises you do not keep. Reduce the promise. Increase the action. Do not say, I will completely change my life. Say, for the next 20 minutes I will do the work. Do not say, I will never feel afraid again. Say, I will take one step while fear is present. Do not say, I will become perfect. Say, I will correct one mistake today. The ego loves large promises because large promises feel important. Discipline loves small completion because completion creates evidence. People saw the final speed in my movement, but speed was built slowly. A movement became faster because it was first repeated with attention. Control came before power. Accuracy came before speed. You must treat your life the same way. Do not rush to look transformed. Learn to transform. There is a difference. Looking transformed is for the audience. Transforming is for your future. When people laughed at me, I could not force them to see what I was becoming. I could only return to the work. When people called the result luck, I did not need to show them every drop of sweat. The work already knew the truth. Your private effort knows the truth too. You know how often you delayed. You know how often you escaped. You know which promise is becoming painful to hear again. Do not hate yourself for this. Self-hatred wastes more time. See the truth, then use it. Shame says, you are weak, so there is no reason to try. Responsibility says, you have acted weakly, so choose differently now. One sentence closes the door, the other opens it. You are not required to remain loyal to the man you were yesterday. You can disappoint your old habits. You can break your agreement with laziness. You can become unfamiliar to your excuses. The past may explain you. It does not own you. Maybe you wasted years. Then do not waste this hour crying about the years. Use the hour. Maybe people stopped believing in you. Then stop demanding their belief before you begin. Give yourself evidence. Maybe you have failed many times. Good. Now you possess knowledge the beginner does not have. You know where you usually stop. You know which excuse appears first. You know what environment pulls you backward. Use that knowledge. Failure becomes valuable when you study it. Otherwise, it is only repeated pain. A weak man says, this is just who I am. A strong man says, this is what I have repeatedly practiced. That difference creates possibility. What has been practiced can be replaced by new practice. You practiced distraction. Now practice focus. You practiced silence. Now practice honest speech. You practiced quitting. Now practice continuing for 5 more minutes. You practiced breaking promises. Now make a promise so small that you have no excuse to avoid it. Then keep it. Tomorrow, do it again. Do not underestimate this. A man who keeps one promise daily is building a weapon against hopelessness. He begins to trust himself. His posture changes, his eyes change, his decisions change. Not because someone gave him confidence, because his own actions became proof. There will be days when you return to weakness. Do not turn one bad day into a new identity. Correct quickly. A fighter who loses balance does not remain on the ground to study his embarrassment. He returns to position. Do the same. Miss one day? Return the next day. Make one mistake? Admit it and repair it. Feel fear? Move carefully, but move. Lose motivation? Use structure. Become tired? Rest with a clear return. The future is not asking you to become perfect today. It is asking you to stop betraying it. Imagine you could meet the man you will become in 5 years. Would he thank you for today? Or would he ask why you kept waiting? Would he inherit strength? Or would he inherit unfinished work, damaged health, broken trust, and old excuses? You are sending something forward. Every day, make sure it is not another burden. I cannot promise you that action will make the road easy. Some battles will remain difficult. Some people will still laugh. Some results will take longer than you hoped. Some efforts will fail. But action changes your relationship with pain. The pain of effort contains hope. The pain of delay contains regret. Choose the pain that can build you. Do not wait for a future hero to enter your life. He is not coming from somewhere else. He is hidden inside your next decision. Stand up. Begin badly. Begin slowly. Begin without applause. Begin while people doubt you. Begin while your old habits call you back. Begin before confidence arrives. One day, people may look at what you became and call it luck. They will see strength. They will not see the mornings you wanted to remain in bed. They will see confidence. They will not see the conversations that made your hands shake. They will see discipline. They will not see the thousands of moments when quitting felt reasonable. Let them call it luck. You will know better. You will remember the weak man you could have remained. You will remember the promises that once meant nothing. You will remember the first small action that broke the pattern. And you will understand the final lesson. The strongest version of you was never waiting in the future. He was waiting inside the moment you finally stopped waiting. Weakness is not your final identity. It is only a pattern you have repeated. Break one promise to your old self today. Control one reaction. Face one fear. Keep one standard. People may still call your transformation luck. Let them. You will know the truth. A strong man is not born in one moment. He is built every time he refuses to surrender control of himself.